It will be an informal start, though. Let's see. So it might be streaming, so don't... I think it is. So, yeah, that. Okay, yeah. So we'll just let people join up, and I'll make sure everything's here, and I'll make sure microphones are on, and... okay, yeah, that looks good. No, we're not testing yet again. Why does it say that? I thought I changed that.
Well, you've tested so much. It's just, okay, well,
Maybe,
he's doing another test.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's all a test. Let me see, though. I had changed something in here, so it doesn't matter, I guess. Multi-stream. Oh, testing yet again. Let's see. Thought I'd changed it. I guess it didn't save. Whatever. Not testing. Let's see if I change it here.
Even the software is irritated at you. Testing again?
Yeah. The big show. Let's try this. Let's see if it changes live. Yes, we know we're live if you're watching. It's okay. Can you hear me? Yeah, you can hear it? All right. Uh-oh. We have our... Oh, you want to show him more than me? I see how it goes. So save. Maybe I didn't save it. I wonder if I can save it midstream. We'll see. Oh, they hear us. Oh, Adelie says hi.
Hi, Adelie.
All right, so let me see if that changed when I refresh. Other than that, I think we're about ready to go. It did change. Cool. All right, I'm going to do that on YouTube for the 4 people that are watching there. The big show. And the reason, if you're tuning into this, on Facebook, that's one way we can interact with you and everything, but YouTube's a good place to like upload stuff to the website. So that's kind of why I'm doing that there as well. Just going to put here we go. All right, save. Okay. Save. All right, everybody's happy. Let's see. Pull up OBS. That way we can see what we're doing. Let's do this. Okay. Well, I guess we should introduce ourselves. I'm Nick Mikulus. I haven't updated my about information on the website just yet, but I'm going to do that. I think I have that proofread by my wife, and that'll be done here soon enough. So that'll be there. But this man here, who are you again?
I'm Tom Krivicka. I've been around a while, so I think most folks know me, and they know you as well. So I think we're fairly well known in the area, and that's good. And we've been here, we've been serving the folks at Central Louisiana with their weather information for years. And that's kind of our ministry, kind of our job, and our purpose for doing this is to, hey, folks have said that they would like for us to do this, and so we're doing it.
We listened, and there were times where I was like, well, it's just too much of an undertaking, and it was, but it works out, and here we are. I think our test stream is running well, and I just have to keep checking it to make sure. So as long as the technical stuff is okay, and as long as things sound good, as long as they look good, I'm happy. And then we're going to be, we haven't had any weather to deal with lately, which has been a blessing because...
Now, can you imagine doing all this with bad weather and
all
the time
goodness.
It takes?
Yeah. So we're going to kind of break down how we're going to do things, take you through a little bit of what the new system has to offer, which is really cool stuff. And I have one camera in place now. That's on the Cenla Broadcasting Tower right in the middle of Alexandria. And I have to throw out a big thanks to them and to K Radio for installing this, because me going 100 feet up on a tower is not going to be a good
scary
thing. Yeah, there's video floating around of me falling off of a ladder at some point. So yeah, falling from 6 feet up is bad enough. Falling from 100 feet, different story. Yeah. So let's see. I'm going to do my first thing here where I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to go from this scene into this one, and let's just make sure everything transitioned over, because like I said, we're still testing as we go. But I think that should, there's a little bit of a delay, but this is that camera I was talking about, and what I've realized over the last few weeks while we've had this camera is like, there's the wasp. There he is. And this wasp is going to, it's just going to be, I sat there and spun the camera around earlier. It doesn't work. He doesn't care. He just likes it there. So I guess we're going to have to deal with the wasp. Hopefully, if we have bad weather, we won't have to deal with it.
I remember this isn't the only wasp problem. I remember wasp problems elsewhere. And they seem to love cameras.
They do.
You know, I guess secretly they're broadcast weather people.
That's right. They want to get in on the action
Yeah.
here, and maybe we'll make that wasp our mascot. We'll be the Stingers or something. We'll have some cool name for ourselves. But this is the camera. This is the first camera, and one of the things I've always wanted to do is build this network of cameras out. I have another one that is going to be going up in town. It's going to have a view of the river and everything. I don't want to announce anything until I've learned until something's like in place. You just want to hold back and be like, okay, make sure everything's going to go as planned. But it's going to be a great view of like the Red River. And again, these cameras, they spin. I can show you that. And in fact, I'll just do that real quick. I can go in and move the camera. So say we're tracking severe weather, or say we are just looking at a pretty sunset or something. We can go in and this is something actually I think I can give you access to this, so I'll have to do that too. But I can just go in and move the camera a little bit and say, hey, we're going to go and take a look over here. It takes a second to update in the system, but I've moved it now, and you'll see this. I'll try not to do it too much so I don't give you motion sickness if that's an issue for you. But yes, the cameras do move. We can move them 360 degrees. Of course, they are mounted on something, so they are not going to they're not going to be able to see absolutely everything. You're not going to get every single view except for the wasp. He's going to be there, and it has moved on my end. I don't know if it's moving on yours, but it will, I assure you. But I guess we have about a 10-second delay there.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we got a nice scene there. We got some clouds.
yeah.
And folks, here's your first weather lesson from sunliveweather.com. Look how flat the clouds are instead of having vertical development. So we have a stable atmosphere right now. So no rain. We're going to have to wait, I think, later next week before we see a chance with a front.
Yes.
The word folks want to hear.
That is absolutely true, and maybe it's because I haven't started the show. Perhaps there. No, something happened. All right, let's see. So, what I'll do now, and it's funny because as I go, I'm like, oh, this is why I would need a third screen, because then I could have OBS over there. Now I understand everything. But that is okay. Now we have our moved camera, so it did update in the show. It wasn't because I had something going on there. So first off, we're going to go through a few little business items because the local business community has been incredible with this. So please, we're not going to have like live commercials. We're not going to have 2-3 minute breaks between things. But when you see these logos that I'm about to pop up on your screen here, I want you to say thanks to them. Support these businesses. These are businesses that, whoops, there we go. Okay, didn't skip one over, did I? All right, cool. These are the businesses that took a chance on, two guys that are established in the area, but we're saying, hey, we're going to come and do this thing, and, you never know what you're going to get. We don't have numbers. The business community, you like to have numbers, like what exactly can we expect from this and everything, but, and I know I'm kind of blocking a little bit of this, so let me make sure, let me in fact go in and move us real quick. I wonder if I can. No, I guess I can't while it's live. I'll make sure I'm not blocking. I am actually blocking someone. Oh, this is terrible. Let's see if I can take us off for a second here. During the thing. Okay, is that better? Yes. Okay, so I don't want to block the clinics. I can't do that to you. Or UDB Financial, Ameriprise Financial, First South Farm Credit, Buckets, Crawfish, and Seafood. They're powering the app. The whole app is powered by them, but we have all these app sponsors that are, of course, helping. Southern Heritage Bank, Ward Electric, Pineville Pet Hospital, and United Rentals. So that is, and I'm going to leave us off so I don't block anything here. I had everything planned out to where like, oh, I'm not going to be blocking anything, but let me go through and pull the next one up. And look at these fancy transitions here as we go. Oh, how about that? This is our forecast sponsors. These are people that they came out and said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to sponsor certain elements of the show, and you'll see those elements coming up here in a little bit. That's Rapides Regional Medical Center, the Trish Lala Group, Real Estate Services, Southern Air, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Louisiana Athletic Club, Bug Busters, Pest Control, and of course, the title sponsor, how can I not mention them first? Igloo Roofing. They've been here in this since the beginning and took a huge chance on how this would work out for them. So it's been great great all around. They stuck around for this release and everything, so that's good, and they're just good people over there that I've known for quite a long time. And the website is live. Now, I'll get to the app in a minute, but the website is live. Igloo Roofing, once again. Louisiana Fireplace, the clinics, they're on the website. Queen Bee Marketing, that's Kelly, who has helped me really put all this together and make it look good. And then Spirits, Food and Friends. How about that? That's one of my favorites in town. And I'm gonna have to get out to all these businesses and personally thank everyone. But as I go into, I'm gonna I'll go into the forecasting, and you see, there's Louisiana Athletic Club right there. So I'm gonna pull our gorgeous faces back up. There we are. And see, that's how I had it planned. I have this up here. So Louisiana Athletic Club, I wouldn't be blocking it. I did that on the fly right at the end. My wife luckily sent me those graphics and said, you need to put those in and talk about the sponsors. And while I said, I know that, that's not, the main driving force for you guys. I know that commercials can get a little weird from time to time, but seriously, these are the businesses that took a leap of faith on us and said, we're going to sponsor this and make it go. So.
Yeah, that's what it takes to make it go. Even in broadcasting, print media,
absolutely,
it's there, and they have account executives that handle all that, and it's a big deal, big business, and we're just operating on a smaller scale here, getting started. But to all our sponsors, a big shout out.
Yes, big thanks to you, and please do what you can to support them. Like I've said before, I know you can't just go out on a Tuesday and say, hey, I'm going to buy a roof, but you grab lunch at Spirits. That's a good place. Go to check them out at Buckets, and use those other local sponsors that are so important to making this go. And we are going to have other opportunities for sponsorship. I mean, it got to where we honestly kind of had to press pause on it. We wanted to make sure we had enough to go around to make sure that everybody was adequately served in all of this, including you, of course. So, one more thing. I have to, and this is kind of an underrated thing, and my wife, she texted me to remind me of this. I wanted to thank you to the people that subscribed to this page almost 2 years ago when I kind of went out on my own, because that also, as a financial, this was never kind of about the money, but when people stepped up and did that, I was able to start putting some of that aside to do this. And so then Igloo came along, and, I know, again, we don't want to hear all about the financial end of things, but without them, without you individual sponsors that started this off, it's like totally a grassroots thing that this community came together and said, hey, we're gonna have faith in you to do this, and now we not only do our severe weather coverage, we're going to do a lot more of it, and we're going to have actual 7-day forecast planners and all the other things.
And I think you were surprised at the level of success that you had with the subscribers,
yes.
And that's credit to what you do, and credit to the folks out there who realize that you got a good thing, and then you've reinvested the money, and you've grown bigger and better.
I love it. I love playing with the weather stuff. And I mean, seriously, I was sitting in here, I think it was last Tuesday, and I'm just sitting here watching the live stream of that camera. This was a lightning show going on out west of town, and I'm sitting there like, wow, this thing's sitting here.
Last Tuesday night.
It was last Tuesday night, yeah. And we'll get into, after we go through the show stuff here, we'll show you some of the analysis tools and things, which we don't have anything to analyze right now, but I can show you kind of at least what we have available. But here's your day planner or your evening planner into the overnight. This thing is going to update off of our forecast, and it's going to update as the hours go on. So if you go to the website, as long as things are, we still have a few roadblocks to get through, but as long as things are updating, and I think we've got this figured out, it's going to update. So in an hour, it'll be showing 7, 11, and 3. So you can kind of plan out the next several hours that way. But you can see it's still way too hot. We're into October. It's 92 degrees at 6 p.m. I think we saw 96 on the currents when we looked out there. Oh my goodness, it's brutal. But there is some good news. There is a cold front coming. So, did I just? Oh, I see what I did. I thought I was on link. Sorry, didn't mean to disappear on you.
I think the numbers for September are coming in, and we've got. I think AEX was over 5 degrees higher than a normal September. I didn't check to see if that puts us in a top 10 there, but if it doesn't, it's not far from it. Of course, obviously it was dry again in many areas. Some locations in the network had less than an inch of rain.
Yeah.
And I think over toward Acme, I've got a rain gauge over there. Someone has a personal weather station, only 2/10 for the whole month.
And I think you did. Let's focus on the good. Somebody had 5, right?
Down at Grand Coteau in St. Landry. Over 5 1/3.
I saw that. Yeah, that's good stuff. Now, as I'm learning with the building of the show, I realize I might not have set pause points here. So let's just go ahead and see. We're going to go in and take a look at future temperatures. Now, one thing that's neat about this is the Baron system that we have. This is actually what we worked on when I was back in '09 when I was still at the station. We use this system, and it's an incredible graphical system, but it also, they have their own model they run, and that's going to be on the website. At least we're going to have the temperatures and the future track to start, so you can go there and you can see kind of the next couple of days what the radar forecast is going to look like and what the temperatures are going to look like, and that dynamically updates as well. So it's not going to just be an old thing that an old video that we posted from the morning. It's going to be something that every hour is, or actually even more frequently, can update.
A fossil graphic you grab from the morning show, put it in the evening show, then it comes back the next morning.
And look at that, I did put the pause in. I did. So yeah. So and I try to get creative with putting the forecast sponsors on, fitting things as best I could. So Southern Air Heating and Cooling, who's better to take you through your temperature track here over the next 48 hours. So going through the night tonight, we get into the 60s. So remember, in August, we were not falling below 80. So we'll take this, I guess we took the 110. We'll take whatever we get.
If we can stand that, we can stand this.
I agree. And Tom knows this front room of the house. My wife has gone and blacked out everything because it's not the coolest room up here. And so I'm waiting for those days where that is going to be not as much of an issue. But it looks like tomorrow we peak out in the 90s once again, and taking it through. And this is the Baron model. So this is a model forecast here. Might be a little different than what our forecast is, but we like to show you some trends and things that we're seeing on that. So taking us into Tuesday, we're still hot. So we're still up in the 90s. It's still going to be warm. And the future track, again, the weather's been impossibly boring here lately. See, I didn't put the pause in on that, so we're just going to roll through this one. We get clouds. You can see the two layers of clouds there. We have them coming in from the south and east. We have them coming in the upper levels. And finally, by Tuesday, maybe a little something trying to develop, a couple of sprinkles down south, but rain chances remain very low.
Yeah, definite increase in moisture as we head toward the middle of the week, but there's really nothing to kind of trigger it. So I think we went with a rainless forecast there for the first part of the week, but there are some rain chances in your 7-day forecast, and hopefully we would like for those to go up.
I would. And yesterday we were talking, and we were kind of excited about them going up, and not as excited as I was. And I think WPC took us down too far, but we'll get to that in a second. This is Storm Prediction Center, and got this one sponsored by the Trish LaLa Group. I don't know how it fit, but I figured, severe weather. That goes with real estate, doesn't it? Huh? Well, we have marginal risk out in Texas, and a lot of times I'm going to have most of what we're going to focus on is local, but when we have a quieter time like this, I'd like to add this map in just to kind of give you an idea if you're traveling somewhere where the severe threat is. And for now, it looks like that's going to be way, way out in West Texas in the Oklahoma Panhandle and eastern New Mexico. But nothing here, as you know. And this is your WPC QPF, which QPF, look at me, I'm saying technical things. Quantitative precipitation forecast. That's just how much it's going to rain in the next week. And I think this is low. I think we're going to do a little better than that.
Yeah, I'm hopeful some areas get over half inch.
Yeah.
And typically WPC is a little bit conservative on their forecast and those kind of things. And I think this comes from the Baron model. So
this one is actually, this is the WPC through the 7 days.
Yeah,
now,
they're usually conservative.
I can go in and play with it though, and I can pull that up and see. I'm just again making sure we're still here. All right, we're good. We are good to go. So let's jump into the 7 day here. Just showing you again some of the basic products. We're going to be digging into this a lot more, especially as we actually have weather to go to. But there's pretty much, anything you can think of is on this. In your next 7 days, showing that temperature. Did you update this?
No, that's an
okay.
update.
That's okay. I didn't know if it
I have an update ready, but I haven't put it on yet. That my update keeps the weekend with no rain chances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. And so what we're saying there is, did you update that? Okay, so as a baseline, people would always talk to me about, what's a good weather app? And I was like, well, if I could make a weather app, I would just take what the National Weather Service did. That's a really good baseline for things. So when you have our app, you're going to have us updating the forecast most of the time. If something happens where we are unable to update, if I'm out of town and Tom got the flu or something, it defaults to the National Weather Service grids, and that's a really reliable forecast too. So it's not like it's running off of a model. Like single model runs, that's when you get that app that'll say there's an 80% chance of rain at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and then you get the next run of it and it says there's a 10% chance. We're never going to have those kind of swings.
A lot of expertise and work goes into those NWS grids. They have meteorologists there who do the same thing, and they put their product out. We're able to get it, and if we want to tweak it, we have the opportunity to do that with this system.
And that'll go through the app. It'll be the same everywhere. So you're going to have consistency of the forecast. Now, like I said, if we're showing a model, maybe you have a little bit of a difference there, but then that may adjust our forecast.
And that consistency is a big thing with folks.
Oh, yeah.
Folks out there, they don't like to get jerked around by the forecast. Oh, well, yesterday is 60, now it's down to 10, and what's it going to be tomorrow? You know, kind of thing. And never say never, but hopefully with us, we're going to be consistent.
We're going to do our best.
That's goal.
You hate doing the windshield wiper thing where you go, 30% chance of rain, and then, a 70, and then a 30. That's why you'll see sometimes maybe you're a meteorology nut, you're looking at models, and you're like, why are they only at 60%? It looks like, yesterday it looked like it was going to really be dry. So we step it up kind of gradually, and there's a whole psychology to this thing, because sometimes when you get those big shifts like that, they can shift right back. So you don't want to make those big moves. And we, again, our deal here, although it's been a while since I've done like 7-day forecasts. I just show up when it's crazy. So, but there is your 7-day forecast, and doesn't it look nice? I mean, we have the 90s that begin this, October 1st, and we're still talking about that. But then we slide back down to a much more respectable near 80. I could see some 70s in the area by Sunday, lows in the 50s, GFS on
Yeah, I've got some 50s. Like I said, I did prepare that. I wasn't able to put it on yet. I wanted to wait till after
That's all right.
the live show here.
I'm going to keep you around.
But anyway, I went higher than this for Thursday and Friday. I went 50-50 each day.
I tend to agree.
And that's actually, I had a 60 and a 50 yesterday.
Yeah.
And but you have to realize the kind of climate we have. We have a humid climate, which means we get a lot of rain. We get 50, 60 inches, sometimes plus a year in this climate. And I usually, my forecast philosophy is I err on the side of rain. And so if there's an option to go 50 or 60, usually I'm going to take the 60. I'm going to take the higher number.
That's right. It's the little things that you, when you know the area, you just, it's something about all that experience in one area. And I when I came here, I was thinking the other day, Tom had, I think, 18 years here. You got here in 84. I got here in 02.
Right.
And I was like, he's been here forever. My goodness. And now I've been here 21 years. So I guess
You've
I've
been here longer than that.
You've been here 2 eternities. I've been here an extra forever. But
and the other bonus with this forecast is, I do have 50s coming in. And so that's something to look for. Now, we've been in the 50s already. There were a few places, I think Alla got down to 55 last month. I think there's a weather station in the Sharplina area out there near Boyce that got down to the middle 50s. And so, we're trying to get the fall. Climatology is trying to take over.
It's getting there.
After this summer, and then maybe we'll get the El Nino winter type scenario to kick in, and we'll actually
be begging for dry weather at some point. Probably.
Just be careful what you wish for sometimes with the atmosphere.
Yeah, and this, he's talking about his weather network, and he's going to have on the website in the ag section, I have an ag section that we put in there with soil moisture, the rainfall percentages we've had over the last 30 days, over the last year, things like that. And Tom's going to be updating some of his Weather Watcher stuff in that area of the website. There was a little glitch with that right now, so it's showing last Tuesdays, but that's the one thing we have to fix still. And the cool thing is, in like 6-7 months, it looks like Barron is going to allow for a much easier way for him to update that, and that's what we are waiting on excitedly. I did it. I finished beyond the 7-day. I just threw in an CPC outlook showing the October 9th to the 15th time frame, just a general idea. And the reason I showed you this is we have been firmly in that red for the last 3 months, I think. So to see us just kind of near normal for mid-October, we're talking low to mid-80s. So we will take that any day of the week, and it's going to feel very nice.
Yeah, and typically lows sliding into the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Even normally without the front.
And what I'm going to do here is just pull this back up behind us then. So I want to see if our friend's back. See if that wasp is there. No, he's gone. I think when I moved it, I might have scared him. But this is just such a great view of town. I'm really glad we have that. And again, thanks to Senlaw Broadcasting, K Radio. If I'm throwing out thanks, I have had a million people helping with all this. Kelly Payton, Queen Bee Marketing, Karen Carter, she's the one who's building the website, and we've had a major assist from Ben Luna with that. He runs Tennessee Valley Weather, they run this system as well, and his help has been invaluable with all this. I mean, Kristen told me to make a list. I know I'm going to forget people, but my buddy Danny Smith, he came over and helped me set up the audio. It's been a lot of people doing a lot of things that I don't know how to do really well. So when I get these people, I see a text from her. I know I'm going to be forgetting something. Yep. Oh, my nephew Will. He's the one who got me. He crowdfunded this microphone for me for Christmas. So we wanted everything to sound good for you, and I think we're gonna learn more. I mean, at least now we have this little brick background behind me. It's not my stepson's room. We actually moved this into the front room here, so it's not gonna be like pictures of my dad falling off the wall and closed doors with towels hanging on them.
Yeah. We're a work in progress.
We are.
We've always been. But we are more so now because of the new venture that we're involved in, and you'll see more products than what we have on the web as we are able to develop that and maybe become more honed in locally. Some forecasts of specific local interest and that type things. We'll probably be adding some sponsors, and I think some of that information, some of that content they'll want to sponsor.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to developing new things that you don't see right now. So again, we're continuing to move forward with this.
Yeah, and I mean, we have ideas, but we wanted to make sure everything here looked good. Everything was set with this because I have this personality where I want to go out and put 30 things out at once, when it's like, okay, let's do a couple of things well, let's work out the kinks there, and then we can add in the future. But there are a lot of things that are possible, including we are going to expand the camera network, and I have some thoughts on how that's going to look and everything, and that'll possibly be another low-cost avenue if you want to sponsor a camera somewhere or something like that. So we are opening that back up. You can go ahead and get with Kelly. There's a link on the website if you would like information on sponsoring. But the important thing is we're here to give you the weather now. We're going to be doing it a lot more than we have been. The social media aspect's going to stay there. It's going to be on the website. It is going to be on the app. Now, regarding... There we go. Thank goodness. I was worried about him. So with the app, most of you probably aren't familiar with how these come about. Well, it's not just me making the app. I'm not a computer coder. I'm not a genius with any of that stuff. Far from it. So there were a couple of things where they're just technical things that it's like really not even worth getting into, but it looks like this week we are going to be finalizing everything, and then it goes into the hands of the Google Store and the Apple Store or whoever, whatever it's called. They then approve it, and then it gets released. So I will be probably not even announcing it the first day it's released, because I'm going to want to get in and play with it. I'm going to want to make sure everything looks good. I'm going to want to work out any kinks there, and then we'll go ahead and announce that for download. But yes, it's going to be totally free. There are sponsors on that, and we've gone through those earlier, and you can go back in the video and give them a high five if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd like to say, just kind of introducing things, that Nick has had this idea for a long time, and he's finally got in a position where he can put this out and get this done, and so he's the boss, and I'm the contributor.
He's the chief.
I'm the help, but we did want to do something together.
Yeah.
And so we're doing it, and it's for you folks.
And yes, we definitely we have a passion for this. We know there's value to that, and we appreciate being able to do it for you guys. And hopefully we do right by you, and we'll be doing. Oh, you know what? Before we go here, and let me make sure I don't screw this up. I did want to go in, and I'm going to go into links. I'm going to pull up some of the analysis stuff and just show you real quick on the radar things. Now, we don't have anything going on right now, but let's just go ahead and take a look at our local radar. Look at that. We got some ground clutter. Nothing going on. So radar, velocity. I mean, there's so much stuff, and it's hard to do this without actually kind of showing you, without having something to show you. So let me just tell you that once we actually get into this and we have something to show you, I can go out on the net. Now, this is going to be on a not as good of a scale here because we don't get the data like we do locally. We're going to get some pretty incredible stuff, and it looks really good out here. But yeah, we're going to be able to do a lot of things, taking you right into these storms. This one's not going to be 3D, but we'll be able to analyze them in 3D and show you what's going on, show you up to the minute. I can sit there and brag about it, but you'll want to see it. So let's.
And we have mapping limitations out that far that we don't have here in our local area.
Let's just go on in and show you. Oops. You know what? I'm gonna turn the national. No, I'm gonna leave that on. What I'm gonna do is this. I can just go in and take the clutter out. See you later. So yeah, we can come in. We get a storm coming in here. I can say, oh my goodness, if you live on Hummingbird Lane, oh look at that. So we can come right on down, street level mapping. This is not new technology, but man, it looks a lot better than when I was here back in the day. So yeah, so very cool stuff there. There's going to be a lot more to show as we actually have weather to talk about with that. But that is an idea of what it's going to look like. It's going to look good.
Yeah, I know. Folks know me, and they know me as someone who points out exactly where the storm is and where it's going. And so we'll be able to do that, be able to show you that with this as well.
Absolutely. So I think we've gone through everything. I don't want to take up any more of your time. If you stayed here from the first word to the last, good for you. Wow.
Yeah.
Whew. But I appreciate you. I guess I'm going to go start dinner. Maybe watch a little football or something. I don't know. You got big plans tonight? Any dinner plans?
Oh, yeah, always.
Oh, yeah. I know you
We'll be going home.
All right. Well, that's good. Yeah, I know Piccadilly's closed. So.
And that'll be putting together the weather observation, weather network, information.
Yeah.
Not to brag, though, but as far as I know, I compile more information than anyone in the country.
I would not.
Other than an organ like the Weather Service or something like that, but I take information that they do as well as some weather watchers I have of my own, and I combine other networks like the Weather Flow stations, the Weather Underground stations, and Coco Ross, just about anything you can think of. And when it turns out, it's over 200 rain gauges. And it's about
and he keeps
90.
It all organized.
Yeah, and it's about 90 temperature locations where we get high and low temperatures. So we have a very dense network. We call it hyper-local in the business. And so we'll be able to keep you covered like no one else.
Absolutely. And we are going to do everything we can to make this operation work for you, for us, for everybody. And we're thrilled we're able to do it. And technology finally got to a place where we could do it like this.
And if they have any ideas, folks,
submit them.
Let us know.
If you ever hear me mispronounce your street name, send me a nice email. You don't yell at me. Just tell me if there's some issue like that. But yeah, we're always here to learn. We're always here to do what we can to teach, of course. But we're just glad to have you on board for this ride, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna certainly talk weather more than we ever have.
Yeah.
How about that? And that's hard to do.
That's right. That's the goal.
All right, well, we're going to let you get out of here. I'm going to click the stop streaming button. Thanks for tuning in for the big release. And tomorrow morning, at some point, I don't have an exact time yet, I'm going to start doing my videos.
And God bless